Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Thank you for being here. My name is Andrew, coming to you from the beautiful Carolinas. Today's topic is going to be, you couldn't have done any more. Think about that for a minute. Everyone, if you like the content, please like, subscribe, and share. So you couldn't have done any more in that relationship. That relationship was going to break. It was going to snap. It was going to end one way or the other. You gave everything and more to the relationship, to the narcissist, and to keep your word in fulfilling what you wanted to have come true. When you're in a relationship with a person who doesn't care about you, they don't love you, they want nothing but disdain for you, they're envious of you and jealous of you, but yet they promise you or tell you that they do love you, that's a very debilitating and challenging space to be. You were vulnerable when you were in that relationship. You didn't know that narcissism existed. You weren't taught this in school. So you opened up your heart, maybe you are even an empath, and you committed yourself to that relationship, no matter who it was. Maybe it was a sibling, maybe it was a coworker, colleague, romantic relationship, a friend, person in a hobby group or organization. But you were authentic, you were genuine. Now the narcissist was quite the opposite. They were wearing a mask to manipulate you. They were learning all about you. They were figuring out what made you you, what resources you had, what resources you would have in the future, if you would get a promotion, if you're gonna buy a new car, who your former romantic relationships were, if you were close with your parents or your siblings, if you've lived in the city or town for a long period of time, or if you were new. You see, the narcissist was snooping around you, looking to figure out what they could weaponize against you. And when you don't know that narcissism is prevalent on the planet, you are in an extremely vulnerable position because you're trusting in humanity. You're trusting that people will keep their word. You're trusting that people will do the right thing, and you're trusting that people won't take advantage of you. And we now know, post-narcissistic relationship, that there are many people out there that will try to take advantage of you. Not only the narcissist, there are scammers everywhere. There are people who claim they have the next brilliant idea and they will charge money for it, or the next package or whatever it is, and it's nothing but smoke and mirrors. You see, the snake oil salesman is now caught up in present day. They just appear differently, they look differently, they're wiser. They're not riding around on the prairie on a chuck wagon trying to sell you something that is going to fix your ailments. They're now all over the interwebs, and they are on dating apps, they're on social media platforms, they are your neighbor, they're your coworker. This is the age of unaccountability. Unfortunate to say, but it's what we're in. I will say it one more time. This is the age of unaccountability. It's everyone's fault but the person themselves. And that's why people want to blame shift. And who is at the top of the blame shifting category? That's right, it's the narcissist. They're also master manipulators. They also are kings or queens of gaslighting, of stonewalling, of the smear campaign, of the silent treatment, of triangulation, my least favorite thing, of projection, of mirroring. The narcissist will do anything they can do to keep people stuck in the web of manipulation, to keep people trapped in the cesspool of destruction. This is what the narcissist wants. So when you were in that relationship, you did not know what you were up against. You didn't know narcissism existed, and you were giving to a fault. You probably were a people pleaser or a yes person, or you didn't have boundaries. You couldn't say no, the strongest word in the English language. And remember, when you say no to something or someone, you are saying yes to yourself. But back then it was too late. The narcissist already placed you in that devaluation stage as soon as the love bomb / euphoric stage had expired. As soon as they had put as much work into that relationship as they needed to be able to pull from you whatever they wanted from you, that's when you went to the devaluation stage. But why you gave it all and it would never be enough, and there was nothing left to give in the tank for you? Because your resources became depleted. Your health took a hit. Your clarity took a hit. Your network took a hit. Your finances took a hit. Your social status took a hit. Your confidence took a hit. Your belief in humanity took a massive hit. Everything left, right, and center was being blown up all around you. And what did you continue to do? You continued to lean into your empathy, into your kindness, into your commitment, into your diligence, and into your resilience to keep on working for the narcissist and working for the relationship. Now, they knew that because they were watching you. They were watching the temperature of the relationship, and they were seeing approximately when they could break it or when it would end. And they were lining up their ducks in a row, getting the new supply groomed or grooming other sources of supply, or perhaps going to the gym later in the evening, or claiming that they're at the gym when it's 1 or 2 o'clock in the morning, when nobody in the right mind goes to the gym at that hour. They were probably out getting supply, but the narcissist was pulling away from you more and more and more, and you wanted to be with them more and more and more. And that's the toxicity. That's one of the huge pitfalls of the narcissistic relationship. Remember, before you met the narcissist, you were living your life. You were probably doing very well, and you probably didn't have much drama in your life. You probably had a lot of stability, and you were healthy, and you had clarity, and you knew the direction you wanted to go in. But then something happened. You became vulnerable. Maybe you relocated, or your spouse passed, or you retired, or you wanted to protect yourself and just kind of stay low. Whatever you did, maybe started a business, you joined a hobby group or a community. Whatever you did, something changed in your life. And when that changed, this was a pivotal part. You thought you were doing the best thing for you. And you probably were until you met the narcissist. See, the narcissist was watching you from afar and up close. And they were watching everything about you, your mannerisms, how you used your words, if you were close with the people you surrounded yourself with, if you were kind, if you would be giving to a fault, etc. And once they really figured out who you were and how to get from you whatever it was they wanted, that's when they got closer and closer to you. This is when usually they will play the victim card. Oh, I have it so tough, my childhood was so difficult, and you had it so great. Or I don't have enough money to pay for my rent or my mortgage, maybe you could put me up for a couple months. Or if you could only help me start a business, it would really be good. Or if you'd let me spend time and learn what you do, then I can probably take some lessons from you. And you see, the narcissist is a shapeshifter. They're an energy vampire. They're a dark source, and they want to take from people. They want to take from unsuspecting people who don't know about narcissism. And why it would never be enough, and why you gave it all, and why there was not any more left to give, it's because the narcissist depleted you. They sucked you dry of all of your emotions, of all of your resources, of all of your clarity, your money, your relationships, and they left you as an empty shell of yourself. They left you as a shell of yourself because you became an extension of the narcissist. You were working for them. You were the walking apology. You were the unpaid helper. You were the sounding board. You were the person that paid their way through life for a period of time. You did it all and more, and there would never ever be enough that the narcissist would say, wow, this is remarkable. I'm getting so much from this person. I think that I should start contributing myself. They won't think that. They don't think that. These people are blood-sucking vampires. They will take whatever they can, and they will say, what have you done for me lately? Or when you did do things for them and you brought it up in the past, like, hey, remember I took us on that trip to Disney, or we took that trip to wherever? They'll be like, yeah, well, whatever. That's over with. You didn't have to do that. What's your problem? I didn't ask you to take me there. They say things like that, and you will be dumbfounded when you hear those kind of words come out of someone's mouth who you loved. The reason why you're dumbfounded is because back then when you made plans with them to take them on a vacation to wherever it was, they were excited and happy, and you were too. But as soon as that vacation, A, was blown up, and B, ended because you probably left the vacation spot earlier, or you were getting triangulated, or you were being given the silent treatment throughout the whole time. In other words, the vacation wasn't what it could have been. As time passed, they would just say, no, that vacation wasn't good, wasn't fun. I mean, I didn't have a good time. See, they blame things on you. They blame you for being you and for giving to a fault and being a people pleaser, etc. And they also blame you for being in the relationship, whether you know it or not. That's why it will never be enough for the narcissist. The narcissist is always, and I mean always, looking for the next new shiny object. They're looking for the next relationship to enter. They're looking for an exit point of the current relationship where they can discard that person or remove themselves from that relationship. They want to keep people stuck in the narcissistic fog. They want to keep people tricked and trapped and pining for them. What the narcissist doesn't want is they don't want you to heal. They don't want you to figure out who they are. They don't want you to see behind the mask. They don't want you to go no contact, etc. But these are all instrumental parts of the healing path. Now, you're one of the fortunate ones, and you may not think so right now, but you're one of the fortunate ones because you're getting the wisdom. You're in the community, and you're watching videos, and you are educating yourself. You're becoming awakened and aware, educated and empowered. Not everybody finds the needle in the haystack. As a matter of fact, very few people do. But you're one of the smart ones, the wise ones, the fortunate ones, the resilient ones, the committed ones that the narcissist couldn't take down for the count. No matter how much you gave, it would never be enough to the narcissist. It would never be enough for the narcissist. That relationship you were a part of, it was going to end one way or the other. And usually when these relationships end, they end with a thud, a crash, a bang. And they are not a pleasant experience, A, to go through, but B, to experience the discard or the ending of the relationship, because this is the relationship you need to heal from. So be kind with yourself, be patient with yourself. Understand, no matter what you gave, it would never be enough. If you owned your own country, city, state, town, it still wouldn't be enough, because the narcissist would always be looking over their shoulder for somebody new. Because once the narcissist gets what they want, they don't want it any longer. They just want to keep people trapped in that zombie-like, trance-like state, which is the narcissistic fog. And this is how they toy with people. This is how they mess with people. This is how they manipulate people. Let's focus on a Hoover for a quick moment. I've mentioned this a lot recently, and I'll tell you why I've mentioned it recently in videos. It's because we're approaching the holiday season, and the holiday Hoover is infamous for when the narcissist may rear their ugly head. I am not saying they will. I'm not saying they won't. I'm saying you need to prepare, you need to have your A game from here until the beginning of next year, and of course, all 365 days throughout the year. But the holiday Hoover, there are major holidays we are approaching right now. No matter what country you are located in, there are big holidays coming up. Not only counting holidays, maybe you have birthdays or anniversaries or special occasions that you celebrate or celebrated. This is when the narcissist usually, if they want to, will pop up and send you a text if you haven't blocked them. And the text may say something like this: missing you, thinking of you, hi, how are you? How are you doing? Very generic, one-lining, boring, robotic-like sentences. And what do these sentences do if you didn't block the narcissist? Well, they're gonna set you backwards. They're gonna keep you thinking about the past. Is the narcissist really thinking about me? Do they care about me? Wow, the narcissist, I crossed their mind, this is amazing. No, that's why you must go no contact, block these people, delete them, remove them and all flying monkeys and people associated with them, if not now, when. You do not wanna be Hooverable. So side note, pro tip, the holiday Hoover, believe me, it can set you back. It can cause more damage than you know if you don't go no contact. So what are you waiting for? If you've identified that you were in a toxic relationship, maybe even with a narcissist, and you haven't gone no contact yet, this is the time to do it. But remember, be patient with yourself, be kind with yourself. No matter what you gave, it would always be turned around that you didn't give enough. No matter what you did, it would never be enough. No matter what you didn't do, it wasn't enough. This is why talking to any of the green trees behind me is so much more enjoyable than by communicating with a narcissist, because the green trees and the leaves and Mother Nature behind me, they're gonna absorb my words, but they're not gonna give me brushback. They're not gonna blame shift me or scream at me. They're gonna embrace my words and say, yes, Andrew, I get it. I'm here to listen to you. That's one of the reasons why I create my videos outdoors. But see, when you're talking with a narcissist, all you get is unaccountability, blame shifting, projection, mirroring. You get rage fits, you get doors slammed, you get cabinets slammed, you get bottles broken, you get physical abuse, financial abuse, spiritual abuse, mental abuse, emotional abuse. You get anything under the sun, because the narcissist knows that you're right and they don't want to discuss things, because you could never have an intelligent conversation with the narcissist, because they can't have an intelligent conversation. They don't want to face the facts. They don't want to admit that they're wrong. They don't want to admit their misgivings. They don't want to admit that everything you did was above and beyond the call of duty. They want you thinking that you didn't do enough, thinking that you should have done more, thinking that you should have given them another chance, thinking that they do care about you and they do love you. Well, we now know the narcissist doesn't love anybody, because they have no love inside of them. They have no empathy. They only care about themselves. But having said all these things, it would never be enough. So when you have no more to give, that's when you reach the breaking point. That's when you say to yourself, I did it all. I gave it all. There's nothing more to give. I can't do anything else. And this is a pivotal part in your life. This is when you finally get the message and you close the chapter of the book on the narcissist, and perhaps you do go no contact, etc. But what you need to do is you need to take the lifelong learning lessons from the past. You need to not predict the future. You need to live in the present moment, and you need to understand there's a reason you went through that relationship. There was no other way. You had to go through that. If you think you could have avoided the narcissistic relationship, you need to really pause and reflect. You couldn't have, because it happened. It is part of your journey. It's part of your path. So you may say to yourself, wow, I wish I took a left turn instead of a right turn. Yeah, I get, a lot of people think that, but that's not what happened. You need to live in reality as to what is going on around you, not as to what you want to be going on around you. You need to see the world for what it is, not the way you want to see the world. And that is what radical acceptance is, and that's what really wrapping your head around what narcissism is. Narcissism is the most challenging, debilitating, taxing, trying relationship you'll ever be a part of. And once you come through the cycle and you rise through the ashes like a phoenix, and you heal and you put yourself back together, you're changed forever. You're now in the third version of you, the strongest, most galvanized version of you known to humankind. This is rarefied air. It is not for everybody. It is for you if you want to get there. Myself and so many people who I've helped arrive at the pinnacle of indifference, the mountaintop of indifference, are reaching our arms and hands down to reach you up and pull you up to where we are. Where we are is where we elevated to, we ascended to. We left the narcissist in that low vibrational quagmire state, and that's where they will stay forever, existing in the sludge. You and myself are beautiful, bright, shining lights. We shine brighter than the stars, the sun, the moon, and the galaxy. This is where we belong. This is where we were before we met the narcissist, but we didn't know it. This is where we were not existing when we were with the narcissist, because we're in the low vibrational state. But this is where we've elevated and ascended to. And it is a beautiful place once you put the narcissist in the past. So everyone, that's the video. I hope you liked it. I loved doing it from the beautiful Carolinas. This is Andrew. Namaste. Have a great afternoon, evening, or morning, no matter where you are on the planet. You are not alone. Remember that. You are not alone. God bless you. I love you. And I'll talk to you tomorrow. Understand a few things. Yeah, we're approaching the holidays. Have your A game. B, protect yourself. C, trust your instincts and your intuition. D, if you're entering a relationship with somebody, or there's someone you've known for years and you're seeing red flags, please pay attention to them. There are red flags for a reason. Just like if you flip it, there are green flags. Green flags are good signs. You don't see as many of those as you do red flags, but when you see a red flag, you need to pay attention to it. That's something you didn't do when you were in the narcissistic relationship, but that's something you must do now post-relationship. And third or fifth of all, whatever number I'm on, really be patient with yourself. Be kind with yourself. That relationship was not your fault. You were manipulated, you were gullible, you were naive, you were taken advantage of. Now you need to put yourself back together. You need to stay in that cocoon of boundaries as long as it takes, and you need to really slow your life down and process that relationship. You will need to heal, you'll need to meditate, to journal, to see a therapist, to watch videos, to read, and to heal childhood wounds perhaps. This is your path, this is my path. We are all headed in the same direction on the healing path, simply taking different footsteps. I love you all, God bless you, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye everybody.